I am an artist, poet, and filmmaker from Birmingham. At the time of recording this, I'm 22 years old. I am a recent graduate from Falmouth University, and I'm currently starting out as a freelance artist. The thing that got me into art, I don't know, I feel like I've always been interested in art. I feel like it's just something that's been a part of my life the entire time, as long as I can remember. I know that when I was younger, I used to always be on Microsoft Paint after school, and I would make stop motion animations. I would draw a character on one document and then draw a background on another document, and I would cut the character and paste it and save that as one, and then move the character slightly and save that as two, and I would keep doing that, and I would sort of change angles, and I would put it all on a picture viewer and just press the space bar and make these animations. So yeah, I think just all the time, I've always been an artist. The best thing about art for me is probably, I would say, getting to collaborate with other artists. I really love sort of working together on a thing where both of you have an idea and a way of approaching a certain concept, and both of you can tell a side of that story, but then when you come together it's a more rounded picture that's more translatable, and you see things in each other's work. It's it becomes a conversation that gets laid onto a page. I also love when people experience my art in ways that I don't expect. So when someone looks at a piece of work that I've made and they see something that I didn't initially see when I was making it, I find that really, really interesting, and it's really, really powerful. It sort of changes the way I approach my work and sort of allows more possibilities to enter the way I think about my work. The hardest thing about being an artist, I would say it's probably motivating myself to do the less glamorous sides of the job. So sort of all the counting up your expenses and all that maths and adding it up and stuff. I like maths, but just sitting down and seeing how much money you've lost is not fun. And then there's also all the emails and all the application forms. Application forms are a long time. Application forms are long. And I think that with application forms, it's sometimes a essay question, which is what's the meaning of life? You've got 200 words to answer it, and your deadline is tomorrow. But I think the good thing about application forms is they sort of make you change the way you think about your work, and they sort of make you get really good at explaining, conceptualizing your this vast abstract ethereal body of whatever it is you do into actual words that can be communicated, which is really good if you want to share your work, talk about your work with other people. So yeah, I think that's really good, but it's hard getting yourself motivated to do that. My favourite artists right now, I'm really inspired by Toyin Odutola. I really love the way she renders black skin really texturally using biro pen. She makes a lot of my contour sort of work was when it's figurative, it's kind of inspired by the way that Toyin renders skin. It's really, really gorgeous. Also in terms of poets, I really love Ocean Vuong. Particularly, he has a book called Night Sky with Exit Wounds. And the way that Vuong plays with structure is really interesting. The way he uses the shape of the words on the page as another medium to tell the story is just awesome. He has one poem in particular called Obad with Burning City, and yeah, it's just it tells the story of an evacuee, the bee trying to get through my work. It tells the story of the evacuation of an evacuation during the Vietnam War, where I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas was playing on the radio, and so of contrasting the lyrics from the song with the just the horrors that were happening in the city. just seeing how the different fragments piece together to make this one just incoherent but like more true to life story because of its incoherence. It's really interesting. I think a lot of my work right now, I'm dealing with fragments and identity and trying to recontextualize different pieces of narratives and see how that creates a new story. And trying to visually represent fragmentation through, like with the contour lines of things changing over time. And just so I'm really interested in artists that sort of are able to take visual and like conceptual fragmentation and mold them into something like that tells a story which is more coherent because of its incoherence, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So you can find my art at Samiir Khan on Instagram. It's kind of hard to spell, so I'll get John to put it in the edit. And yeah, I'm also on Easel Art, so check me out.